After the discussion of item 13, the discussion is to present a half-cent sales tax for police and fire services at a special municipal election. I'm going to have to excuse myself, but I leave the vote to you in your hands. I know the governor's thinking about another cent. That would take us to $8.75. And these are all discussions that have been had prior to us, I think, even thinking about this resolution, but, I don't know why he would think of doing it. I've always been not in favor of raising taxes, so, my discussion probably is needed. So I'll leave you before, and good luck.
Well, I have to apologize because we just figured out that the dog ate my homework. We, evidently my version and the computer's version of PowerPoint is not going to work. So, Chief Mercado and myself said we're going to wing it to convince you with just our flowery words. No pun intended. He's right here. Oh. But we're here today. We come hat in hand, but this is not something, believe me, that we are very, very proud to come and ask about. This is one of the worst economies that our nation's ever seen, as well as our community. And getting out of this is going to be tough. But I have to tell you that the public safety of the city is in big trouble. And I want to give you a little bit of background on that and why we say that. For the last 5 years, we have taken continual cuts. For the last 5 years, we have not had a strong budget, and actually, to this point, our operating funds have been cut more than 20%. But yet, in some cases, our personnel costs have raised because of the insurance, salary, and benefits, and those kind of things. So our operation is cut, yet our salaries have gone up. So when you look at the bottom line hasn't changed. But yet the operational funds that we use has. And this year is a good example of that. I'm at the point now where I don't complain when people they dial in the office too long, or maybe they get out of the street and they're walking the hall a little bit slower than usual. I don't complain about that because I'm not sure that we're going to have enough gasoline to get through that at the end of this year. That's how tight things are this year, and not just for us, but for every business owner and everybody else. Police and fire have a industry standard. So when we look at a community, we say, how many police should a city have? And unfortunately, Calexico, along with other border cities, is a little bit unique. But an industry standard says that we should have 1.5 police officers or 1.5 firemen for every 1,000 population that we have. As of today, we have nearly 40,000 population. And that's not even counting. I don't even want to get into the figures when we start counting the visitors that we get each day from Mexico, because that totally skews the formula. Right now, the police department has 42 officers. We have an authorization of 48, but because of the hiring tools, we have less officers than we normally do. Based on the formula of 1.5, which is in our service area plan and our general plan for the city, it actually says that an optimum level is 2 is actually 2 officers per 1,000. That would bring us to 60 officers, which means another amount of 18. Well, 80 if you do the 2.0. But even right now, even at the minimum standard that our service area plan projects would be around 60 officers, which is 12 from our authorized strength and 16 from where we are right now. The fire department's even worse shape than that. They're actually more than about 50% less than where they were, based on that same formula. With cuts, and it's very difficult that we'll ever be able to maintain the service level that we're supposed to have. And when we say supposed to, it means we're coming back and serving our communities. As it is now, and Judy cringes every time that she even hears public safety. Public safety takes 68% of general fund budget. The police department alone takes half, 50% of general fund. the other city services, which are no less necessary than the police department and fire, have to operate in that small little bubble of what's left. So when we say Parks Department, and we say the streets, and we say these different agencies, different departments of the city, and we say, well, why can't you do this and why can't you do that? And the reason is because public safety is basically taking all the money that's in the general fund. And I'm saying that, it's probably a bad thing for me as an administrator to say that, but it's true. But even so, with the money that we do have, we're not able to provide the service that we're supposed to. As it is now, we have pulled, and he's not here right now, the mayor, we've taken the mayor's suggestion, and we're trying to think out of the box. We have pulled everybody back from any of our special task forces. We don't have traffic officers right now. We don't have anybody on the narcotics team. We don't have anything because they're all working patrol. In order to make the patrol function and to be able to provide the services that we can to the public. And even at that, we had 35,000 calls for service last year. That's almost like every call from every person, every little baby and elder in the city called the police department. And so what I'm saying is when we come to you, a half cent, and I remember paying a half cent for a long time for a hospital we never had. The point of the matter is that we can pay a half cent now, which will be for police and fire, and actually see something. See a better response time on the street. To be able to see our crime rate go down. And as it is, and unfortunately, like I said, the dog ate my homework, I was going to show you that actually comparing our city to the other border cities. And as I say, we have 48 authorized police officers. The city of Galveston, which is only 10,000 more than we are, Texas, has 160 police officers. And there's a good reason for that, because their crime rate is totally out of control. As well as you want to compare those, and unfortunately the size isn't the same, but McAllen, Laredo, all the other border cities, the crime rate is totally out of control. And with the small amount of officers that we have, we don't even have a percentage of what these other cities have. As I say, Galveston has 160. McAllen has 263. Brownsville 231. Las Cruces, which only has 30,000 more population than we do, has 168 police officers. And these are all from the FBI's stats. They keep a list of how many officers the city has compared to in order to be able to look at it, and there again, to be able to compare the communities. As we look at it, with the small amount of officers that we have, we've done a remarkable job. Our crime rate is relatively low. We have some things like auto thefts that we have to deal with, but those are things, unfortunately, we will be able to deal with enough personnel. I get complaints daily, and we were just talking about right there, daily about these different types of things that financially are burdensome, but then also they're quality of life issues that we just unfortunately can't deal with because we don't have the personnel to do it. I was talking to Judy, and estimation is if we were to pass a hazard sales tax, which we would actually be able to see something for that, 50% would go to the police, 50% would go to the fire department, and that would be about $1.5 million. That would be a substantial shot in the arm for both police and fire in the city. And so it's one of those things of how much security can we afford? How much security can we afford? And is that hazard sales tax the same half cent that we paid all along for the hospital? Paying it now and actually seeing something for it, is that something that's worthwhile? In the same respect, having having a cop car show up when you call them within a reasonable amount of time, is that something that we feel is necessary? And I do feel necessary. It's very important for us to have the ambulance, to have the police car, have them there. I mean, while you're finishing a 1 on 911, they should be arriving at your scene. And that's the kind of service that we want to provide our community. But I have to tell you, at the present time, and I know Chief's going to chime in, but we can't do that now. And as things get worse and our community grows and we don't, it's going to get, our service is going to get worse. So it becomes a point of how much can we afford and how much do we want.